right, thanks, Shell. First up on our Focus at 4, there is a teenage girl in Texas who's taking a stand against bullying, turning her own experience into a real learning opportunity.
15-year-old Hannah Combs suffered through a horrific bullying incident at her high school that left her scarred, but she is not letting it get her down.
So here's what happened. Hannah was outside of Harker Heights High School when a boy came up behind her, poured super glue, yes, super glue, all over her hair and scalp. She suffered first-degree burns from that, which she described as sunburn times 10 pain, which lasted for days. And the boy responsible received a few days of in-school suspension. Hannah had to shave a good portion of her head to get rid of the super glue and really allow her scalp to heal.
Hannah's parents were furious by the lack of action taken by school staff and took it upon themselves to find justice their own way. They created a Justice for Hannah Facebook page where the family has found a whole lot of support. A local hairstylist also cleaned up Hannah's hair for free and gave her a new look, which she has embraced.
Check that out. She looks great. I like the hair accessories. Not everybody can pull that off, but Hannah's doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
One day after Spirit Day, which is an anti-bullying campaign created by GLAAD, which you've probably seen all over the national media, Hannah's story is trending on social media, and for good reason.
She's using her story and her new look to inspire others to rise above bullying and to stand up for yourself, as well as for others who are being bullied every day in schools across the nation. So, congrats to
congrats to her for taking this, for embracing her new look, and for really putting it out there instead of, I don't know, she could wear a ball cap. She could put a wig on, and all of those would be fine. There would be her own way of dealing with it. But for her to go out there and say, you know what, check out my new haircut, and let's
we're gonna rise above it.
make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yep, awesome stuff. In other news, people living with dementia or Alzheimer's disease often live for many years, on through to the point where they need 24-hour care.
While this can, of course, be considered such a blessing, the most time possible with your loved one, it can also cause family and friends emotional and even financial hardships.
Today, many people, especially baby boomers, are faced with supporting their children and their parents. Older people living with heart disease or cancer are now living much longer than they would have decades ago, when these diseases were often death sentences.
So for diseases like dementia or Alzheimer's, the body remains healthy while the brain deteriorates. So people will live longer physically, but outside care is often needed as they can no longer care for or make decisions themselves. But here's a big problem for the families affected. Medicare does not cover most of those expenses required for long-term care, required for that 24-hour care. Costs it can get up to as much as $500,000, even higher, just depending, of course, on how many years this care is required.
Many people often turn to Medicaid, but coverage varies by state, and many do not offer all the needed required aid to families.
Absolutely. It's very, very expensive coverage. So a lot have become at risk of losing their cars, even their homes, to help pay for this extra care because I suppose what other options do you have? Of course you're going to pay. This is your loved one, and you want them to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible and get that care that they deserve. I can't personally attest to it, but I can't imagine how hard it is to go through that emotionally and then to have that added financial burden.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No. Hey, New York City resident and author Lauren Urasek has a new book out called Popular, and in the book she describes a lot of red flags associated with dating in today's society.
Urasek says there are 7 specific things to look out for when dating that will tell you if you should avoid that person.
Uh-oh, I'm worried to find out what these are.
Here they are.
So here it is. If he or she mentions any of their exes, it's a sign they may still be emotionally attached. Okay, so no mentions at all. There's also what she calls Peter Pan syndrome, where the other person just refuses to grow up and is only interested in short-term dating. Ouch. This is a big one for me. Flakiness or rudeness to strangers are 2 other big ones. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah, she also mentions they may be wrong for you if they have an aversion to meeting your friends, or if they refer to an ex or anyone for that matter as crazy. They may just generally be disrespectful and a bad person. Finally, if they cannot admit to being wrong, that might be the nail in the coffin. You might want to avoid them. But I feel like just about everybody doesn't want to admit
has a lot of trouble admitting to being wrong. Like, I have no problem admitting to being wrong. It's just that I'm not ever wrong.
Right, okay.
So I don't
knew that
have
there had to be a punchline to that.
Yeah. So I must be really fun to date. Urasek says that all of this applies to online dating as well, and all these things can be applied to text conversations, which is where most of our communication happens, and with an online user.
That's hard. It's
tough.
hard to find
That's
those kind
a
of
tough
qualities.
list right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of stuff. I feel like there's got to be at least 2 or 3 that I'm
Yeah,
guilty
yeah.
of. Like Peter Pan syndrome. I'm not even close
Not
to
growing up?
Nope, not at all.
Not at all. Well,
Yeah.
he's admitting it. Sorry, ladies.
Yeah. A new study is stating that people who take their coffee black are more likely to exhibit signs associated with being a psychopath.
Hey, Max, how do you like your coffee?
I take it black.
Researchers studied 953 American adults who regularly consume black coffee and got these results.
Hey, congrats, you're
Right
a psycho.
there.
If you take your coffee black, you might be crazy. Those who prefer the bitter taste of black coffee scored higher on a series of personality measurements that include narcissism, aggression, and sadism, or the enjoyment of inflicting harm on others.
The study showed, ooh, this is where it gets me. This also applies to those who enjoy other bitter tastes like radishes. I love raw radishes, celery, beer, and tonic water, also likely to
I feel
have
like on that list, though,
psychopathic tendencies.
even if you're not into bitter stuff, you're gonna like one of those on the
You're
list.
gonna like one of those. It's like the dating red flags list. This is not a good segment for us. I'm learning too many things about myself and my bad tendencies. On the other side, they do say that people who like sweet flavored things scored high on agreeableness. So probably just go to a frozen yogurt shop and you're gonna find your nice partner
Yeah.
who is not a psychopath, and just make
Not a
sure that they're
sadist.
not a sadist. Make sure they're not rude to their waiter, and marry that girl.
Yeah, there you go.
Just marry her.
When talking about health, though, black coffee is proven to be more beneficial to you because those who don't add sugars and creams don't consume as much calories and fat, which is the reason that I take black coffee. The
Sure
first
it
time
is.
I tried a cup of black coffee, I will assure you that I did not like it, and I would like to meet the person who did like their first cup of black coffee.
Well, now you're
because-
just trying to prove that you're not a
Yeah.
psychopath, and I
little
think
bit.
we all know
Yeah,
otherwise.
you know.
Hey, that's it for